Good morning. Well, thank everybody for coming to Evanston again this morning. Thank you to those that showed up last night to the reception. We had a wonderful time. I'm excited about this conference. I think we have a wonderful breadth of participants here. We have some important things to talk about. I think it will be enjoyable and educational, and coming out on the back end very helpful, hopefully to you, and it certainly will be to me, looking for some direction moving forward. Before we get started on our program this morning, I do want to take a moment to thank our sponsors again. We have NRCS and Tri-State, the Rocky Mountain Farmers Union, the Uinta County Conservation District, and the City of Evanston. Thank you so much. We can give those folks a round of applause. They put a lot of effort and energy and also some finances into helping put this conference on, so thank you. We appreciate it greatly. Over here on my left, taking pictures of you all right now, is a gentleman named Matt Cox. We introduced him last night, and he's going to be doing some things on our Facebook and Twitter pages. And so he may come up and stick a camera in front of you and a microphone, and please give him a minute of your time and talk to him a little bit about AgriFuture and what it means, what you think is going to happen. We think it will. We're looking to do some things with that, both in the short term and long term. So, Matt, thank you for doing all that. And I'll have to have you come up later and tell the page where they can follow, because I can't ever get that right. Thank you. You know, I was thinking last night as we were in the reception, we listened to Mayor Davis talk to us about this wonderful facility and what all has gone on here in the past in Evanston. You know, both when we're talking about innovation in agriculture or industry of any kind, it's always good to sit and honor the past. And I think it was very striking when he was talking to us about the history of this area and the history of these buildings. And we took some time and we did honor that. And I think we do that in agriculture a lot with our past and even where we are today. We do take time and we honor what our history is, we honor our traditions. And I was thinking about that, and it's a wonderful thing. But as I thought about it last night, as I was heading back toward my hotel room, I thought, you know, our history and our past has made us what we are today. But as I was thinking about my grandfathers and what they did in agriculture, and probably all of yours as well, what if they would have stopped? Where would we be today if they had stopped 80 years ago? Probably not very far. We wouldn't feed the 200 and 300 people per farmer that we can do here in the United States today. And I think that as I think about those folks, we get nostalgic. And again, that is a good thing. We think, wow, back there, if we could just get back to simpler times, if we could just do it like Granddad did it, if we could just do it like Great-Granddad did it, life would be so much easier. And there's truth in that. However, we wouldn't be able to accomplish anything that we need to accomplish. I think of those folks, and I don't think they ever had that attitude. Now, they probably got nostalgic, and for most of us, they probably got nostalgic for the old country, wherever that was. However, they kept pushing forward, and they kept making changes, and they kept meeting the challenges that they needed to meet. And that's why we are where we are today. And as I look forward, I think, you know, we have some challenges ahead of us, too. If you look at the statisticians that are out there working for organizations like FAO and the Foreign Ag Service, or the Food and Ag Organization, any of those places, they're all telling us that in the next 40 years, we will have to double food production just to meet the status quo. Now, to put that in perspective, you know, right now we have 6 billion people on the planet. 1 billion of them are living in perpetual hunger. So we aren't meeting the need completely today. Now, Representative Olmstead might be political on a few scales, but we are not meeting what we need to meet today. And we need to look forward and say, wow, there's going to be 3 billion more people on this planet and that we have to feed. 3 billion more in 40 years. And if we're looking at, I think it's, I'll probably have this number wrong, but in 60 to 70 years, you're looking at 12 billion people that we need to feed. That provides an amazing opportunity for agriculture. It's an amazing one. At the same time, we have challenges that we have faced for generations We have things, as my staff is tired of hearing me talk about, like intergenerational transfer of land, environmental issues, the finances of agriculture, just being profitable on a day-to-day basis to get through. There is struggle. But I worry sometimes when I see what's going on in attitudes and, I mean, in the general population as well as in politics in this country. While we're trying to do away in ways with our infrastructure for agriculture, and my thought is, why would we ever do that when this brass ring is out there that is so big to grasp onto? We really need to figure out a way to hunker down, for lack of a better term, and figure out how we're going to keep our infrastructure today so that we can meet that profitable future that is staring us right in the face. I had several conversations with a lot of folks that served on the committee to put this together, and that's when we came up with this idea, let's get together and talk about this. And so that's how AgriFuture was born, and I think that's the purpose of this conference, is to start talking about that. Now today is a day about education. We're going to spend a lot of time with speakers and in small groups, learning about what some of the struggles are and challenges. And then tomorrow we're going to brainstorm about what we might be able to do about that. So I appreciate you being here. I thank you for taking the time. And I do think that the opportunity out there is great for all of the folks in this room, and especially the young folks that I see that are standing here today. With that, I want to take a brief moment and thank several people. I want to thank Block, Bradwell, Belchable C, excuse me, for taking the time and making this a priority to come. I want to thank NRCS for sponsoring some students from the University of Wyoming to be here. And I want to thank the Utah Department of Agriculture, as well as Utah Farm Bureau, for helping some Utah students get up here as well, because they are obviously the future of agriculture. So thank you all for what you've done.